This Survivor experience has been exactly what I would want out of Survivor. I want it to be challenging. I want it to include lots of good relationships, and I want it to test me to my limits, and so far I feel like it's hit all of those things. So me, Katie, and Justin automatically, as soon as we were walking, just stepped back a little bit and like looked at each other and said, I like you, I like you, I like you. And like, let's do, like, this is good, this is good. And I mean, hopefully this could be a new 3. That would be amazing. I told Katie that I trust her more than I do like the person from my own tribe, and that I really like her a lot.
Yeah, Hannah and I have a good bond still. We went together for our little summit meeting. So, you know, it was like, hey, we gotta stick together. But as a strong male, I know that if I don't have other strong players around me, I'm gonna be a target come merge time. So that's my game. I gotta
kind of almost like an alpha male alliance potentially.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, I was super excited when I saw who was out here. Justin for one, just great vibes from him all along, and seeing him dominating challenges. Steven, he's a solid bro I can work with, and the cherry on top right there. I'm still trying to play back. I think I'm still seen as the strongest physically person out here, so I don't want to seem mentally strong as well, strategically strong. So I'm kind of sitting back and letting guys like, Justin, letting Steven, even Katie and all the Hannah and whatnot, allow them to kind of guide me and just know that I'm going to be an honest vote for them every time. I'm not going to sway, and hopefully that will save me a few rounds, at least past the merge. So if I need to make my other moves, I can.
I would love to work with Steven and maybe bring in Katie from his tribe, but I also really like Army Adam, so just making sure we have a 4 going into the merge. And then if we do make the merge, I think I would have to talk to Justin and maybe think for myself whether going back to red would be my best option, because like I said, Jack is just a fantastic talker, and I know he could talk his way into Justin's the same way. So I have to think what's best for myself. I love working with them, but end game, I don't know if I should sit next to him.
My strategy is going to be having core alliances, but then always having periphery ones, and use them in whenever it's most convenient. In the bigger picture, like right now, I'll say to Steven, I'll say to Maria, let's go final to whatever, but I will pivot when I need to pivot. I don't think it's smart to try and lock in that far as like, it's smart to say it, but being willing to be adaptable. So I definitely have multiple alliances going, and I'm going to pivot and move and adapt to what is beneficial for me in this game.
So I feel pretty congenial and with Hannah, and we just did the competition together. We both were swimmers. I said, hey, we should keep connected, and our tribe should look at working together, little porta potty alliance. So I don't want to use this connection, but I do have a connection to Dr. Jill. I just hope that she kind of gets taken out so I don't have to do it. But I'm not afraid to if needed. I know that she's a threat. I'll use her as long as I need her and toss her.
I'm in a weird position, just having played this and having been Survivor. I don't know, based on what was put on because you were with me the whole time in 2015, I don't know what was put online, if it's just readily apparent that my game was as good as it was in 2015 or not, because there's a couple people that have friended me on Facebook just from me being a Survivor. I'm hoping to be able to make inroads with them, but clearly I'm maybe the biggest target out here, I don't know.
I was talking to Jill, Dr. Jill, and she is so sketchy. She was like, I'm not a game player, and it's like, you got to second place. You know how to play this game. You know how to make decisions. Don't say, just tell me who to vote for. You know what you're doing, so stop acting like I'm a fool. And I don't really trust Bryce and Rachel, because I guess Rachel went at the beginning, we separated into pairs and did a challenge to get some kind of advantage, and our tribe got a fake idol, and their tribe got something and we don't know what it is, and they never told their tribe, or they're keeping it like a complete secret. So they have some kind of power advantage idol. And so yeah, I don't really trust them that much. I feel like Bryce is playing really hard, but I mean, hey, if he is, I think he is desperate to stay in this game, so I think I can use that to make sure I stay.
Evan is just, he has a lot of knowledge about the survival challenge, and he has not been shy in sharing it, and that kind of scares the rest of us a bit. He has a friend who's like in production, and so he's just has a lot of knowledge of this challenge, so.
I don't want to ever be afraid to vote somebody out. So just because somebody comes to me first, I don't want that to be the be-all, end-all. Just because I came here with Rachel and I like Rachel, I don't want to, if she doesn't align with me where I want to go, I don't want to protect her or anybody else or not be willing to vote them out for that reason. So this will test a lot of boundaries for me. I've never, like I said, I've never done anything like this before. I've played Survivor before, but it's always been with people that I previously knew, or like friends of friends, so maybe a few strangers. And I've always been very successful, but being with people you know is far different than strangers, so I think I usually give off a good impression, but again, I don't want to stand out too much, so I need to kind of figure out how to draw a lot of my personality back as well. So I'm kind of just trying to sit in the middle right now. I have people who want to talk to me, and that's a good sign for me.
Okay.
Because people are wanting me as opposed to me asking them, which means I must give off something that people like, and that's a good place to be, I think. So
for me, challenge performance shouldn't matter, but I know for a lot of people it will. I think one thing that I've kind of learned just by watching Survivor and having conducted my own game at Ohio State is that Survivor is all about doing weird things that really never correspond to physical strength. Like if someone's a good swimmer, they're a good swimmer. If you can untie a knot, you can untie a knot. So it's like, it's weird, tacky things that you have to be good at. So maybe we shouldn't put a lot of weight on that. I think it's natural for a lot of people to do that. So if that's where the tide's going, I'm not gonna stop it. So if that's what decides the vote, if we do end up going to tribal, then so be it.
All of the strong guys are on the other two tribes, all of them. And I know because I played with two of them. And I've played against the rest of them, and that scares the bejeebers out of me. So I'm in a lot of trouble. I also hope that having an agile, smaller male in the group can have some kind of value with me when it comes to challenges, but we've got a lot of strong women here, so I'm really hoping that I'm not disposable.
At the summit, I was going to say several weeks ago, 2 days ago, me and John were paired up and we met a bunch of people, Courtney and Bill included. I really liked Courtney. I don't even know, I saw her at some point in the first day and just liked her. So I was excited to see them, and we kind of made a pact that if we ever get together, we should be together. So we get to the swap. I'm looking down the line and there's probably like way stronger people to pick, but I was like, I hope they pick us, because that means it was like reassuring. Like that means what I think is happening is really happening. So they picked us and I was like, amazing, like this is gonna be great. My one plan has worked out. So then the rest of the tribe thing happens, and we're walking back to camp and I realized we don't look like we are the strongest tribe, but we'll deal with that tomorrow. That's a tomorrow problem.
I am more of an introverted and shy person than like my brother and my sister. And so for me to do something like this is really outside my comfort zone. I think Luke sees me as kind of a meek person typically. And so I've really tried to put myself out there and not shy away and try to make some moves and make him proud. He helped me prep a ton. So I think he'd be pretty proud of how I've done so far.
solver only. We'll grab the key, untwist the little lock that's holding it on, take the key back, unlock, begin untangling, and then solve the puzzle. You may not pass the sandbags between one another. You must keep them to yourself the entire time. Once that key gets loose and falls to the bottom, you're going to take the key, and it has a screw-off clip on it. You're going to screw off the key. You're going to come over to your puzzle pieces. There's a single lock. Use the key, unlock the lock. There's then a series of chain and ropes. You're going to have one puzzle solver from the 4 of you that you will designate as the puzzle solver. They're going to untangle the pieces, and they're going to complete that puzzle. The frame needs to stay vertical. You can lay the pieces out on the ground if you like, but the frame needs to stay vertical. You need to sit 3 people?
It's going to be Bryce is sitting good, Evan sitting, and then he's your guy.
Survivors ready. Go.
Over.
Straight.
I'm gonna hold it straight, yeah.
You don't have to. Hold on. Wait, before you do that.
Work together. You are good at working together.
Oh, I gotta get to this. We got ahead already. Okay. I'm gonna go over here. We can just pass the bag.
We can pass the bag.
No.
Keep going. Go again. Keep going. Go over. Go again. Sweet. I'm going over. Yep. I'm going over.
I'm gonna go.
Sandbags are going to start feeling heavy after a while in this challenge.
Oh, yep. Okay. Go over, right?
Yeah, go through the middle.
Make sure you're getting this
All
right.
3 tribes pretty even right now.
You guys, it's just the 3 of you right now.
Easy, reach the tough section everyone's got in the middle. Tatanka working on that section too.
Over. Go. Yeah, this is gonna undo that one.
Keep going, keep going, Happy.
Go under her. Sorry.
Right here.
I go here. Okay. You guys undo.
Let me undo you.
Yeah. Go.
Me under.
Go. You guys keep going.
Keep going. Close.
Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, I'm over here.
Just the solver.
Oh, I gotta go.
Go under, Kathy, under. Again.
Everybody else out.
I'm done.
Okay, bring it in.
There it is.
I'll undo you.
Okay.
You got it. Someone's
you got it.
Thank you.
Pull your stop.
Pull your stop.
Dion working on the puzzle for Easy. Jack for Tatanka.
Yeah, there.
Okay. Now pull.
There.
You gotta pull this.
Put yours. Go. Yeah, get it.
You have to do it.
Guys, you're out.
Just one.
You got this.
Off to the side.
Go, Steven.
Steven now working on the wall. Right at the top. Just gotta get
Put them together.
Dion's got his lock. Dion's untangling the puzzle pieces. He's got them all loose. Jack working on the ropes for Tatanka. Steven through the chain. He's on the ropes for Tocho.
Why did that have to be more knots?
laying them out on the ground first before they start trying to put them in the frame. Steven's got his pieces untied. Difficult puzzle to figure out. Lots of different patterns going on. Deon's placing his first piece. Deon working his way through. Is he correct? Deon's with 3 pieces left. Jack taking a look at Deon's puzzle. Steven taking a look at Deon's puzzle. Deon down to his last 2 pieces. Deon's pieces are not in this frame straight. He can't fit that last one in. Deon back to that last piece once again. It's correct, the piece.
That was amazing. That was amazing. You did so hard.
Jack and Steven about dead even, laying their pieces out right now. Jack's starting to place pieces. Steven placing pieces. Jack's about halfway through. That's not correct. Jojo's still in this. Switching them around.
Yes.
Jack back to that last piece once again. Not correct. Still not correct. Steven's starting to play Wrong. Not correct. What? Steven's last piece.
The true puzzles had you something.
John. Not correct. Steven pulls some pieces back out. Jack rearranging.
John.
That's correct.
Damn.
Oh, it's a volcano on the other side. Oh. That might have been easier to solve. I think, yeah.
Nice. Good job.
I was struggling with the top part of the rest of my...
Justin said he's ready to give up Maria, so honestly, I'm ready to give up Hannah if come to it. I'm full sweat to go with my guys, and hopefully, come merge, I can link up with my other guys from ago, Dion and Evan. My little Jericho to my Luke here, so hopefully we can make it happen and go strong guys all the way to the end. And again, I'm not seen as a target, and I can make some moves later on.
So you're thinking an all guys alliance at the end is what your dream plan would be at this point?
Yeah, it works for me. XY chromosome, right?
So Justin came up and was like, because we met in the kayaking portion of one of the challenges today, and so we talked a bit. He's like, I got really good vibes, I want to work with you. I'm like, I want to work for you too. Granted, it's a little like abrupt, like let's do this, but it's like, hey, I'll take a gift thrown at me. I'm trying to talk to Army Adam. Gosh, he's like, we talked a bit about this plan. I'm taking out Yellow. He's like, yeah, like you and me, we're both strong guys. We're gonna stick together. I'm just like, never had someone describe me as like, yes, us strong guys stick together, because like I've never considered myself that at all. I'm like, sure.
Katie and I spent the night by the fire. We were the only two that slept by the fire. We woke up every so often, put more wood on the fire, talk strategy. Put wood on the fire, talk strategy. Core is Katie. Steven seems really solid. So I was able to talk with Katie, Steven, and me, and they just seem like my mellow, chill, talk things through. Justin is very his brain is moving, and that's scary, but I want to be on his good side for all that movement.
Going before it got dark, I thought me and Justin were in a great place to be, because I thought Steven had talked to me and said, yes, we'll go Boston and Peppy, and then we'll get out the two green members, Hannah and then Army Adam. But then Justin's having all these conversations, and I think people started to get leery. And last night, when Justin and I were sleeping, we went to sleep, and a couple of them were still at the fire. It was Katie, Hannah, and Steven. And we kept hearing Justin's name, but Army Adam was snoring, so we couldn't hear exactly what they were saying. So you don't know if they were saying, like, yeah, Justin's great, we want to work with him, or if Justin's scheming, let's turn on red. I felt really good about Hannah and Katie, because they're teachers and I'm teacher. So we had 3 teachers on our tribe. But then when they were talking at the fire, I have no idea what they were saying. It could have been all positive, but it just made me, they started whispering as opposed to talking, and so.
Yeah, working as a travel writer and blogger, I travel the world solo, so all the time I'm going into groups of strangers and instantly connecting with people, making genuine connections. So that is a huge asset in this game of Survivor, and being able to read people, being able to read energy, and to see who I get good vibes with, who is lying, all those skills that I get from traveling, or that I use when I'm traveling, are so good for Survivor. So I feel like I'm right in my element, being with strangers from all walks of life and finding the common ground with everyone to connect with them. So right away, Katie and Hannah, they were yesterday, I was at some little swap challenge with them, immediately liked them, walked over with them, had a good immediate vibe with them. We're all from different tribes. We all have good energy together. We like each other, so we already talked, let's all work together. Within that group, Maria and I are tight from Original Red, but Maria and I already talked, we're gonna keep distance from each other here and be ears for each other here and not look like we're an automatic pair. I kayaked with Steven earlier today, and we had a natural connection. We're both from LA, and we already talked that we want to work together. And then I talked with Adam, and we talked about being physical threats, and then if we need to stick together and work together. So I have multiple alliances going on right now, and that's how I like to play.
So Tocho, last time, pretty unanimous vote. You're back again already. Obviously, it's not going to get easier. Maria, what happens? You only have a short time to regroup and reset. What's going on as you're walking in here?
I'm afraid that this vote won't be as much of a group effort is what I'm afraid of. I feel vulnerable.
Steven, any idea what she's talking about when she says that?
Well, there's red, blue, green left, and somewhere someone's gonna go home, and none of us are happy about it, none of us feel safe.
Hannah, we asked that question last time about physical challenge abilities, puzzle challenge abilities versus trust. One vote later, has the balance shifted between those factors?
I am relying on trust, 100%.
Justin, you're shaking your head. Still the factor? You said it was last time.
Yes, trust, 100%.
Katie, any talk of what's coming next? Are you thinking swaps? Are you thinking merges? Are you guys talking about that yet?
100%. Hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, we definitely are expecting a swap, and we have some blue targets.
Steven, you were out there on the puzzle that time. Was that a volunteer position, or the group assigned you to that?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, it's my turn to take a stab at something, and you know, this is, I think, one of the first things. It all comes down to just one person, and no one can help. And man, if I had an extra 10 seconds, maybe I could have done it.
Does that make you feel vulnerable coming into this vote?
I let my team down, and so it does. And so my apologies. I really wish the whole goal was that was my opportunity to get Blue to be sitting right here, right now, experience this position. I missed that. I missed that. So.
Adam, how frustrating is that? It's almost in your grasp there, and yet you're here and they're not.
It hurts. You know how I feel about them, John. You know I want to get some vengeance. 2 in a row. You know, we're winners here. We want to keep winning. But to Steven's credit, you know, he stepped up when others wouldn't, and he gave his best. You know, he did better than I would, because little secret, I'm not too good at puzzles. So I appreciate you doing that, brother.
All right, with that, it's time to get to the vote. Maria, you're up.
It's like every time you vote someone out, a little piece of you dies. You're a very competitor. Sorry about this.
This one sucks.
I'm voting for you because you are a threat. And I really, really, really wanted to work with you, but here is where we are. And I'm sorry. Please don't hate me, but I'm just taking a risk on a close-knit group of people that I think I can go far with.
Are you freaking kidding me? It doesn't go in like this. It goes in like this.
go tally the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave tribal council area immediately. If anyone has an immunity idol and you want to play it, now will be the time. I'll read the votes. First vote, Stephen. Stephen. Maria. 2 votes Stephen, 1 vote Maria. Stephen. Stephen, that's 4. That's enough. You need to bring me your torch. Stephen, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
This is the first one that got hurt. Justin made it very apparent that he was ready to sacrifice Maria. I thought it was a very shrewd thing to do because it left him as the power position between, I guess, both remaining pairs. I imagine it's all his doing. And so, like, I guess my first reaction of him should have been something I ran with. I'm just like, wow, he's really enthusiastic. Wow, he's probably also a snake.
Oh. We can't keep them?
No, collect. Oh, I was collecting them. Sorry.
But they're for 2018. You're not going to use them again.
Okay, well, can we get them all blue?
Okay, think about it.
Blue, right? Wow.
Okay guys, listen up. Listen up. Listen up. We're going to come through and we're going to do it again. We're going to do this one at a time.
Do I show you?
Pick it out. Show me.
What? Oh no.
It's either going to be blank or it's going to have a dot on the back.
2 times.
Maybe we'll do a couple more.
Oh yeah.
Show me.
For the guys.
Show me.
So, you're doing good.
There's a dot.
Did find it. What the hell?
Step forward.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I got it.
I wish the camera was on you.
Jack and Jill. There it is.
Jack and Jill.
We're about to do a schoolyard pick.
All right, here we go.
But it's going to be a little bit different. Jack, you drew the first dot, so you get the first pick. Jill, you're going to get the second pick. The rule is always going to be, when you pick, you must pick from the group that still has the maximum number of people left. So the 2 group has 4, the 3 group has 4. So you have to select one person from one of those 2 groups. Jill, when it comes to you, same thing. You're going to have to select from the group that has 4 that Jack hasn't selected from.
Do I pick all the people or just the next?
You're selecting one person.
Does it have to go guy girl?
It does not have to go guy girl. So you're a pick from either a 2 or a 3.
Right.
Ew. Okay. Courtney? Well, you didn't look at me like.
Now every group has 3, so everybody's in play. You guys can collaborate.
Greg.
Oh, whoa.
3 groups, it has 3.
Justin.
2 groups left with 3.
That's right.
Katie?
All groups have 2. They're all open.
Wait, can I talk to Joe or no?
Oh, okay, Jack.
Laura.
Welcome.
Dion?
Kathy.
Puzzles, but so are you. He's good at puzzles. Evan?
Adam.
What's up, Adam?
Reunite.
How are you? How's it going?
That's true. Rachel.
Hannah?
Good pick.
Rachel's originally from my tribe. She's my only other yellow person.
Up to you. Rachel.
What's this girl's name? Oh.
I just got through this. I
feel bad.
You are the new PC tribe. You're going to go back to a PC camp. You are the new Tocho tribe. You will go back to Tocho camp.
At least we get to see all of them.
This one's a real no, it's a long hike, but it's not too bad.
Oh, this is the...
I'm Justin.
Evan.
Nice to meet you.
I'm excited I get to finally meet people.
Courtney. Or you.
Get new shirts if you don't already have a red or a yellow.
Katie. Hannah.
Maria.
Katie.
If you don't already have a red and you're on a PC, visit the...
Our nickname for you, so I can never remember your name, was Kind Eyes.
They called you Kind Eyes. I'm like,
And it caught on,
Thank
because
you.
one of the girls was like, the guy with the kind eyes.
Oh, thank you. I'll take it.
All right, it's easy. Tocho. Grab your stuff. You're heading back to camp.
Are we going back?
fire, you guys.
Let's make like old Tatanka and win them all.
Am I the only person that hasn't been on a tribe with fire?